I created my very own dashboard to curate news from tons of articles online. So if you look over here, I scraped various sources to get all of these news items, some of them from The Verge, TechCrunch, VentureBeat, and many, many more. And I did that using this entire workflow that we did in the previous video. So what happens here is that we empty out our database and then we go through each and every one. I'm not going to go through this workflow right now. I'm mostly going to focus on this dashboard that I created, and why it's so cool is that at 5 o'clock in the morning, this workflow will scrape all of the sources. And by the time I get into work at 8 o'clock in the morning, I have a fresh list of AI news that I can choose and select the news that I want to see in my newsletter. Now, could I automate this entire process? Of course I could, but I want to have a say as to what news I want to be shown to my audience. And this is the whole human in the loop process. So that's the beauty of automation. You can choose where you want to insert your creativity into the whole entire process. So for me, it's doing this right over here. So as you can see this, it's a very simple dashboard, and I'll have all of the code here in my corporate automation library, in which we have many more automations on automating content creation, newsletter automation, as well as eventually we'll have our sales development representative or SDR. So you can get this entire dashboard code, or you can vibe code your own if you want to at our corporate automation library, in which we take you from level 1 to level 3 with many automations and workflows that are tried and tested to save you time, money, resources, and give you time and location freedom. So what does this dashboard do exactly? Well, you can select right over here what news items you want. So I want to search and look at Elon Musk saying he's suing Apple for rigging the Apple Store. Okay, actually, let's not do that because it's not really AI related. I want something more technologically relevant. So yeah, Claude's chatbot can now remember your past conversations. Kindly. So I'm going to select that. Meta makes conservative activists an AI bias advisor. Nope. Let's go to the next one. ChatGPT is bringing back 4.0 as an option because people miss it. Yeah, let's put that in. I particularly love news about Apple, mainly because I'm a Apple Mac fanboy. Don't hate. And yeah, we could definitely use some news about NVIDIA. There's this on the latest Blackwell GPUs. Let's add it and maybe supplement our existing NVIDIA post. And I think that should be about it. Let's go all the way to the top and say update curated list. So whatever we selected here will be brought up here, and we can click this link to go to the news source to read about it, to see what it's all about, and make sure it's legit, obviously. So I think, yeah, we've got a good list. It's a very small list, but I think this is good. And what's really cool about this is that once we do that, it gets sent automatically to our database, which gives us our curated list. And this is particularly amazing. I have another workflow over here that uses GPT-5 to take all of these news items and basically convert them into article blocks that looks something like this, where you have your title, you've got 3 main points, very rigid, very formatted, which is what we are looking for. And why is it important? Why does it matter? And then finally, we have our source. Now, a problem that we found was that if we just put in the raw data and we just tell it to process it, sometimes we don't have the actual sources because the New York Times sort of like encrypts their data and doesn't give us the exact thing that we scraped for. So what I did was I went over here to the curated list, and I gave the AI agent the SERP API tool to take what we have, and if we don't have the news article or the content of it, it can do a search online and then return that news item that can be processed back into our database that can eventually give us a format that looks more like what we have over here. And if you want to learn more about this bot, check this link right up here.